Mourners waiting in the rain to pay their respects to retired teacher Beatrice Ferrari, who died when a bus carrying Farmingdale band members crashed upstate. You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Bufa. The Farmingdale community is coming together to remember the retired teacher who dedicated her time to the high school band. Newsday TV's Macy Eglin spoke with those who attended the wake.
Family, friends, and members of the community showing their support, coming together today in honor of Beatrice Ferrari. Hundreds have shown up to her wake here in Farmingdale, and at times there's been a line out the door.
We'll never be the same.
Heavy hearts on a gray, rainy day as Long Islanders line up to remember Beatrice, lovingly known as Bee.
She was a beautiful person, a great mom, grandma, teacher, just super well respected in the community and really, really loved by all of us.
77-year-old Bee was going on the band camp trip as a chaperone, as she had done many times before. She taught global studies for 36 years, 32 of them in the Farmingdale district. And after her retirement, she continued to chaperone for the annual trip to Pennsylvania. She and the Farmingdale band director, 43-year-old Gina Pelletier, were killed in the bus crash last Thursday. Many called Bee the grandmother of the school band.
She's just warm and honest, and that's so refreshing in today's world. If we can do anything to help support the family, we're going to be here for that.
Family, friends, and even those who didn't know her, showing their support and sharing memories.
I think it's really important, and I think it's really helpful for them to hear all the beautiful stories about their mom and grandma.
Just a wonderful, wonderful human being. And loved by everyone.
Many wearing green as they come together to cope and say their final goodbyes. Reporting for Newsday TV in Farmingdale, I'm Macy Eglin.
Ferrari's wake continues tomorrow and her funeral is on Wednesday. Now, band director Gina Pelletier was also killed in the crash. The 43-year-old's wake begins tomorrow and her funeral is on Thursday. A Bayshore man is dead after being hit by two cars that both sped off. 67-year-old Felix Ceci Olivia Cruz was riding his bike this morning on Lowell Avenue in Central Islip near the LIRR station when he was struck by the cars. Cruz was rushed to the hospital, but doctors could not save him. Police are trying to track down the drivers involved in the hit and run. Convicted killer Tyler Flach has filed a federal lawsuit against Nassau County. The story you'll see only in Newsday. Flach is serving 25 years to life for a deadly stabbing in 2019. Now, in the suit, he claims Nassau County Jail correction officers handcuffed him and beat him while he was waiting to go on trial last year. County Executive Bruce Blakeman has not commented yet on the lawsuit. And 28-year-old Jamar Bell and Russell Brown are now indicted for allegedly leaving a toddler and 19 pit bull puppies in a car in Wyandanch earlier this month. Authorities say the North Carolina men also left two guns in the car along with the child and dogs. Police say when they discovered the puppies, the dogs were covered in feces and had no food or water, and the child was handed over to CPS. And the New York City Fire Department has just reached a somber milestone following the recent deaths of Ground Zero first responders.
In just the last 2 weeks since the 22nd anniversary of September 11, 2001, we have lost another two FDNY members. His passing represents a doubling of the FDNY's losses from the September 11th attacks.
343 firefighters died on 9/11. That same number has now died of illnesses related to spending time at Ground Zero. The head of the Uniformed Firefighter Association says that number will continue to rise because there are thousands more living with 9/11 related illnesses. And only in Newsday, the Grand Central Madison project was supposed to improve LIRR service, but since the new terminal opened, delays have more than doubled. Transportation reporter Alfonso Castillo looks at the problem and how the MTA is responding.
On time. Those are two words that Long Island Railroad riders love to see. But as of late, they've been seeing them less and less.
Twice I've been delayed taking Long Island RR recently.
Ron Gatto is among the thousands of riders that have been affected by the nearly 1,800 monthly delays the LIRR has seen since March. That's more than double the average from the prior 12 months.
It's frustrating because you prepay, you get your ticket, you're waiting, it doesn't come.
The skyrocketing delays are due to a number of factors, including more people using the LIRR to get to concerts and sporting events, and the railroad running many more trains since the launch of full service to Grand Central Madison in March.
I'm unsurprised that it's taken us a little while to adjust and adapt and figure out how to manage 900 trains a day, 900 plus trains a day instead of 600 plus trains a day. But that's something that everybody is closely focused on.
Another key driver of delays, issues with track switches, like the one that caused a train to derail near Jamaica in August. That contributed to 2,100 late trains that month, the most in 3 years. Ethan Burke was among the riders caught up in those delays.
That made me like an hour late to my shift, so I had to tell my manager and everything. Luckily, my manager isn't really too hard on me, so he understood the whole situation that I take the train, but for others, their manager might not be so forgiving.
Another big factor in the increase in the number of late trains is a big increase in the number of people riding them. Weekday ridership is up to close to 70% compared to pre-COVID levels, and it's nearly 100% on weekends. For NewsdayTV, I'm Alfonso Castillo.
Now for more on the delays, click Get More below the NewsdayTV video box. And Long Islanders can get their hands on free COVID tests again. Starting today, every household can order 4 free tests by going to covid.gov. Now this follows a rise in cases here on the island and across the nation. All right, let's take a look at your Long Island weather, and it was not a pleasant one outside. We had showers all day, and it looks like there's going to be some rain tomorrow. Now, I say some because take a look. 3 o'clock, we're done with it because 6 p.m. looks pretty good. Let's hope that clouds come earlier. Get through this rain.
High School Sports is sponsored by PC Richard & Son.
Time for some high school football action. I'm Greg Sarah. We begin with a Suffolk Division III matchup featuring 2 undefeated teams, Sayville and Hills West. Sayville, they adjusted their game plan and went ground and pound behind the offensive line of Landon Garrett, Michael Caparasso, Jackson Nugebauer, Mitch Kolar, and Michael Sands to clear the way for halfback Kyle Messina. On this play, he takes the ball 57 yards to the end zone. Messina, he had 3 touchdowns and ran for 197 yards in the game. The Colts offense, well, they struggled in the heavy wind and rain. Quarterback Joseph Filardi, he loses the handle on the ball, and the Golden Flashers recover. Sayville's defense, they sacked Filardi 6 times and held the Colts to a 4th quarter touchdown. The Golden Flashers, they win 34-7 to become the last undefeated team in Suffolk's Division III. Hills West, they dropped it to 3-1. Sayville head coach Reed Sands told us what the difference was in this game.
O-line and great defense, and I have a pretty damn good running back there too.
The O-line, I can't really say enough about it. The holes they were creating for me was just insane. You could drive a truck through most of those. It was, and then the defense, we executed the game plan perfectly.
There was a big Conference 4 matchup in Nassau County, Cold Spring Harbor and Locust Valley. The Falcons, they made the most of their homecoming game, beating Cold Spring Harbor 20-8. But this game, it was more than just football. Newsday TV's Carissa Kelman explains.
We're bringing the game home.
An honorary football game from France has made its way to Locust Valley. The Long Island town honored its historical French connection by naming its homecoming game against Cold Spring Harbor the Remembrance Bowl.
Locust Valley is the sister city to Saint-Mère-Église, which was the first liberated city in France.
The Remembrance Bowl has been played by soldiers in Normandy since 2018 to commemorate American troops.
Our American soldiers were going to play it, and then they were called to duty at the Battle of the Bulge, and many of them never came home. And so we are completing what they wanted to do.
Helen Patton, the granddaughter of General Patton, started the annual game in France before choosing Locust Valley to be the first town to host it in the United States.
They took it on with full gusto, and then to have the opposing team take it on, it just was, it was exactly what it was meant to be.
Helen Patton and Michelle Strauss kind of led us through the traditional jersey signing ceremony, which also happens at the Remembrance Bowl that's played every year in France. And the kids go around, they sign each other's uniforms, and they're actually playing in the uniforms that they signed today.
The spirit here today, like the rain, has been overwhelming. A few of these players' jerseys will go back to Normandy, but the history behind the game will stay with these players forever.
This memorial, all this stuff, it came together, and we were just playing for that trophy and our community.
They stand in the footsteps of those soldiers who couldn't play the game.
In Locust Valley, Carissa Kelman, Newsday TV.
Great job, Carissa, braving those elements. You're an MVP. For more on these teams and more exclusive local sports coverage, go to Newsday.com. Just click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Halloween season is here, and Elisa DiStefano went to the Great Jack-O-Lantern Blaze for a look at what's new in a story you'll see only in Newsday.
Jack-o'-lanterns lighting up the night. The Great Jack-O-Lantern Blaze has begun at Old Bethpage Village Restoration. So come with me for a little tour. Spooky out here. Walk through the pumpkin portal and you'll see artisan-carved illuminated jack-o'-lanterns everywhere you look.
We do things that nobody else does with pumpkins. We do these huge constructions where it's not just single jack-o'-lanterns. We have a lot of movement. We have synchronized lights and music. It's a really cool display.
It's a postcard from Long Island, a love letter to locals celebrating our history, landmarks, and legends in the Long Island Hall of Fame exhibit. Looking good, Billy. For the first time this year, you could watch professional pumpkin carving. And there are brand new displays that will take you under the sea and to a circus sideshow. And the fan favorites are here too, like the giant spider web. There are plenty of Halloween scenes in the 19th century village. Legend has it the Hewitt House is really haunted, so let's keep moving on the path. There are over 7,000 jack-o'-lanterns on the half-mile loop. It will take about 45 minutes to walk, a little longer if you stop for photo ops. The blaze runs through November 5th, so be sure to get here before time runs out. Elisa DiStefano, Newsday TV.
Saw the clock was going counterclockwise. Spooky stuff. Now, to read more about the Great Jack-O-Lantern Blaze, go to Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
When you're covering the courts, it's paramount that you get your information from a trusted source. I feel that at Newsday here, we're documenting Long Island history every single day.
Newsday, covering Long Island like no one else can.
So what do you get when you combine an old Gold Coast estate with a spectacular colony of bald eagles? Macy Eglin takes us to Centerport and today's destination downtown.
Centerport is a small North Shore community with a lot to offer. They might be best well known for being home to a family of bald eagles, which nest here every year. You'll often find a row of photographers trying to get the perfect shot. Centerport is also home to the Vanderbilt Museum.
This year was our busiest year ever to date.
This Gold Coast estate dates back to 1910. It began as a small cottage and over the years grew into this 24-room Spanish Revival mansion overlooking the water. This was the Vanderbilt family's summer estate, called Eagle's Nest because of how many you'll see around here. And until April next year, check out works by Wendy Klemperer. This is the Vanderbilt Museum's first ever outdoor exhibit featuring these incredible works of art. 36 sculptures depicting both real and fictional animals, and you can see all of them as you explore the 43-acre property.
It's just a very special place to come and relax for the day.
Brand new in Centerport is U.S. Brews.
It's a combination of music, food, and beer.
This bottle shop sells and serves a wide variety of craft beer from around the region, along with other top-rated brews. You can buy them to go or stick around and enjoy a drink from one of their 20 taps in this family-friendly tasting room. They also offer a full menu of appetizers and snacks. Good like bar snack food type thing. Things you can pick on while you're drinking.
Share. My wife's buffalo chicken dip is on the menu, and that's like a good thing for people to share.
If beer isn't your thing, they also have ciders and local wines, along with gluten-free food, plus live music at least 2 nights a week.
I've been in this community my whole life, and now to be here with a place like this, serving the local community. I'm beyond proud.
A perfect place to relax by the fire as summer shifts to fall. Reporting for Newsday TV in Centerport, I'm Macy Eglund.
Now for more on Destination Downtown Centerport, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Buffa. Thank you so much for joining us. We're leaving now with a look at your 7-day forecast.